The Rocket League World Championship was this past weekend, guys. It was a great event overall. And if you guys didn't know that it happened, how's the Rocket living under? And is there room for me? Because I'm upset. As most of you probably know, my team, G2, lost in the grand final. And it's not an enjoyable thing watching your team just fall flat on their face at the very end. Overall, I had a really great time in this event. A lot of the people saying oh, the crowd was quiet. We were electric in there. They're just, I mean, the mics not that good. They really weren't that good. Like the desk segments and the casters, I could hardly hear them while sitting in the crowd watching the games because the game was so loud and the crowd was so loud. I would have loved to hear them more because it brings me into it a little bit more. But at the end of the day, I had a lot of fun. If you were there, I hope anybody who attended, I hope it was a great experience for you overall. Dickies Arena was a great venue. It was cool in there. It was hot as hell in Texas, but I met some great people. Met Belair, met Big Fan, Dano, met Adam Court, Corrupt, Don. I met Daisy, my goat, super chill dude. He was in the Chalked commercial where he's playing the pinball machine. Super dope. I didn't ask for a picture. I'm dumb, but it was just a great time. As all Worlds and Rocket League lands should be. Now let's get into the games. Now I know I'm a little late on this, so, more content coming later in the week that is going to be a bit more narrative based and more storytelling aspects to it. But I just want to go over a little recap because I feel like it's my due diligence to do so. Lower quarters, Space Station and Endpoint was an easy series. Lower semis, Version 1 versus Space Station. Another good series there between them. And now that the stuff about Reddles leaving SSG or getting kicked, essentially being a restricted free agent, some of the face cams in this series kind of tell that story. There was a goal, Reddles absolutely hit a banger of a goal, air dribble, flip reset, bump, and gives Nux to Daniel. Arsenal, no reaction. Daniel even turns to give Arsenal a fist bump, no reaction. Very, very bizarre behavior. I'm surprised I didn't notice it earlier. At the very end of the series, Calm comes up and gives Reddles a hug after beating them in OT. Just a tough situation. The General beat Renegades pretty soundly, going back and forth there for a bit. And then at the end of this series, it was CJ making me cry in the crowd, announcing his retirement. And then you have NRG versus Semper, which was another elimination match. Very strange little spaceman sweep for the boys, but Semper, they were playing without Exotic and Chaussette on the stage because they had COVID. And ultimately, probably, I would say they weren't playing up to their potential at all. Probably 75% of their potential. Playing with COVID is not an easy feat. And, it kind of shows in this result after having a very solid Swiss and group stage aside from playing moist. Group B side, KC versus Optic Gaming. Astral, Itachi, and Nolly were just solid all weekend. Astral specifically. Yeah, I'm very excited for this roster going forward. I think this is what we were expecting out of them the entire year with Stake, and we're just getting it later in the year with Nolly. And I hope that, they stay and kind of work it out heading to the next season because they're going to be a force to be reckoned with again. In that same vein, they beat Falcons. It was a great series, but Falcons did not look their normal selves. Lost to FaZe Clan 4-0 earlier and just took the wind out of their sail, I feel like. And Carmine Corp, they deserve that win. Speaking of teams that deserve the win, the club beating Dignitas. Dignitas, very inconsistent all season, and this just kind of goes to show it. Losing to a, Sam number 3 team, no disrespect to the club, KV1 Astronomic, and lost. Very, very solid team, very great players all around. A team with Dignitas' pedigree probably shouldn't be losing to the club, but Chamaco buff for the Sam teams came through in the clutch there, and ultimately they take Fury to game 7, which was incredible. But
and now KV1, leave it to Lost. Lost con el drible, va por el balón. Lost intenta hacer el tiro, pero no puede ser. La bola cayendo al suelo en este momento. Kurt la deja arriba. Viene KV1 hacia el centro para Lost. Lost con el disparo hacia la portería contra todo el mundo. ¡Lo va a conseguir! ¡No! South America.
FaZe Clan vs. Version 1 was a great series, lots of back and forth. Beast Mode was going ballistic this series, but at the end of the day, First Killer, Sip, and AJ, just too much for them to handle. G2 vs. NRG, this was a very boring series, I won't lie. As a G2 fan, I was very excited. As a Rocket League casual enjoyer, whatever, not excited. NRG, 1 goal over 5 games, that's all you can muster. 1 goal over 5 games is unacceptable. BDS, Carmine, Corp, great series. EU Titans. BDS coming on top. They were playing the best all weekend, I'd say. And, Carmine Corp was a very tough opponent, but they show they have enough stopping power for that.
The attention turns to them. Can they stop the French behemoth in its tracks? Or maybe not mistake, go for that double tap! His mechanics have awoken now too!
Oh, a double tap to open up game number 4 off of the pass from Monkey Moon, but the streak for Seiko continues.
And what people are considering the series of the tournament, top 3 RLCS LAN series ever. Moist versus Furia, absolute crazy series. Chamaco buff again. Furia come out on top, game 7. 2-second goal, go ahead from Yan. Absolute crazy. We were going nuts. It was insane in there.
Joyo with Vatira in midfield. Yan intercepts. Yan wins the challenge, but Vatira helps. He keeps it away. Moist did not let this drop earlier on. Now they're up against it. Furia! Have they done it? 2 seconds. 2 seconds is all they need. He does it for Brazil. He's done it for you at home. Moist, where are you at? 1 second left. Jojo going for the ball. Caio shut him down. And Furia wins.
All right, we're getting to the semis now. It's G2 versus FaZe, and G2 just showing that they can dominate their own region and kind of made FaZe look like a shell of themselves in certain aspects. 3 shutouts across 6 games. Very solid defense from G2 and enough offense to get it done as well. BDS versus Furia. This was a great series. It started off, you're like, man, Furia has so much control, and then BDS took a timeout and never looked back, not even in this series, but for the rest of the whole tournament. After that timeout, it was a wake-up call for Monkey Moon, Seiko, and Extra, and they showed up and showed out. Then you get to the grand final, BDS versus G2, and this was a very disappointing grand final. I don't want to spin that narrative any more than I have to. The reason why it's disappointing, one, there were very exciting series prior to this, and this one did not live up to the hype comparatively. It's the end of a very long day. It was like 9 hours. And 3, my team lost. I was wearing the shirt, had my head in my hands, watching Wasteland Night just crumble for them. And at the end of the day, I did, chin up, applauded my team in defeat, and applauded the Rocket League World Champions of Monkey Moon, Extra, and Seiko. BDS as a whole, great performances the entire season, aside from like the Spring Major, but like that's a microcosm, and obviously it shows that it doesn't matter. You can have one bad tournament and then turn around and win Worlds the very next tournament, and BDS proved that. Seiko wins MVP, rookie winning MVP, won five tournaments the entire split. Absolutely crazy performances from him. Monkey Moon solidifying himself as probably best player in the world. He's number 1 in Octane rating, and dude still got it even outside of the online era. And Extra just proving to be the best glue guy in the game right now. BDS, Rocket League World Champions, much deserved. I'll see you guys later in the week for some bit more content. Have some more stuff about Worlds going on, but until then, I'll see you guys later. Peace.